wasn't available to speak on camera. She said the health center doesn't routinely hand out free condoms to students. She did say, however, that they are for sale at the TCU pharmacy. Student body president Cody Westfall said any push to improve sexual health programs, such as the availability of contraception, can only happen with student interest.
What is the best way to make a social change on campus? It has to be student-led. You can, make people sit through stuff. You can make people watch videos online. You can have the chancellor himself make a video and say, hey, I think, everyone needs to go get condoms, blah, blah, blah. But until you create a safe space to talk about these issues, it's just not going to happen.
Westfall also said that TCU's conservative culture makes difficult subjects such as healthy sexuality harder to talk about than it might be at other universities.
You associate kind of this idea of liberalism with talking about whatever. Conservative values have in history kind of lent themselves towards not talking about stuff, making it kind of difficult to talk about things. And that's not to say that we're better or worse than anybody. It's just that's where we're at, and that's a challenge we face.
Joey McReynolds, TCU News Now.
Westfall says a new position within SGA, the Director of Wellness, will have the opportunity to start campaigns on social health issues on campus, including healthy sexuality.
The recent violence in Baltimore is stirring up a conversation on TCU's campus, notably through Yik Yak, an anonymous social media app. Many of the comments on the app, however, were viewed as racist, prompting one student to write Chancellor Boschini on the issue. Boschini responded in an email writing, quote, "The people saying these things are not just racists, but also cowards."
Students walking by the Walsh Performing Arts Center might be wondering what's inside the wooden box on the lawn. Well, TCU's newest monument is inside the box, a sundial. The dial contains a world map centered on the coordinates of TCU. It is one of 19 other dials in the world that were hand-constructed by a designer in England. Further details on the dial will not be revealed until the box is removed at the dedication on May 5th. Ann Helmreich is the new Dean of the College of Fine Arts, according to an email from Provost Noel Donovan. Helmreich is replacing Scott Sullivan, who led the College of Fine Arts for the past 15 years. Before coming to TCU, Helmreich served as Senior Program Officer at the Getty Foundation in Los Angeles for the past 4 years.
A new fraternity is coming to TCU this fall, Sigma Nu, also known as the Legion of Honor. Sigma Nu is the only social fraternity founded in firm opposition to hazing, according to their website. The fraternity was founded in 1869 and has 172 active chapters and colonies throughout the United States and Canada. For 3 TCU students who started their own business, time is literally money.
Mario Montalvo explains how they made this happen.
While most students are worrying about homework and finals this time of year, sophomores Daniel Castaneda and Hunt Neurar are busy launching their own business. Along with fellow Horned Frog Garrett Greenberg and another friend from UT, the 4 started Monaco Watch Company, an online retailer of fine watches. And with some help from social media, they've gotten off to a successful start.
So the response has actually been incredible. Our Instagram page has grown over 1,000 likes in less than 2 weeks. Or 1,000 followers, as I would say.
We've actually been doing some wonderful photography with Alex Ferrer, and when it comes to angles, this girl's a genius. And it's because of these pictures and us putting them up on social media on basically a daily basis that we've really been able to quickly get our name out there. And what a beautiful campus to take pictures on. I mean, you can't beat the backgrounds anywhere.
We have over hundreds of watches online, and we have over 1,000 that are coming in as we keep on inputting them into the system.
Our most expensive watch can go over $1,000, but we also have a very popular 100 and under section on the website, which is a bunch of Witten hours and Citizen Courts, which are awesome watches in themselves.
Castaneda says they're able to keep their prices competitive by getting a lot of their watches from the inventory surplus of major retailers. But one of the most frequently asked questions Castaneda receives is whether or not he thinks the Apple Watch will affect his business.
Why are you launching a watch business if this is about to happen? Well, it honestly doesn't matter. Like, watch connoisseurs and the people that are actually buying Apple Watches at the moment are 2 completely different demographics. Watches are just such a timeless piece that they're created to last for a lifetime, keep track of time for a lifetime. And, since that's been happening for the past few, generations, centuries, there's no reason why I believe it will stop now.
Whether or not that's true still remains to be seen. But one thing's for certain, only time will tell. Mario Montalvo, TCU News Now.
The students say the TCU Entrepreneurs Club also played a part in getting their business off the ground.
While the country of Rwanda has made strides since the 1994 genocide, the topic is one that is still fresh on the minds of many. 3 Rwandans shared first-hand accounts on Monday in Sid Richardson Hall at an event in the Blue Auditorium. All 3 are recipients of the TCU Carl and Teresa Wilkins Scholarship, which provides 1 year of tuition and housing and a year of intensive English studies. The panel said they wanted to avoid talk of genocide and focus on their country's beauty instead.
The largest group of retirees the university has ever seen was honored Thursday in the Brown-Lupton University Ballroom. Chancellor Victor Boschini recognized the 46 retirees for their service to TCU's community. The chancellor also dispelled rumors that the employee tuition benefit program would be coming to an end. Boschini said we'll always have that. And as faculty and staff members retire and leave TCU, so are a group of TCU seniors. Except these students are headed abroad. 4 students were awarded Fulbright scholarships, which will allow them to research and work as English teaching assistants overseas. Director of Prestigious Scholarships Ronald Pitcock said it's the largest student exchange program with some 1,900 grants in the U.S. The seniors will leave mid-summer and spend about a year in their assigned country.
News Now introduced Common Grace threads in a previous show.
The spiritual t-shirt company is intended to represent God's common grace. The group hopes to spread the word of their designs across the nation.
To a group of young entrepreneurs, a local Fort Worth coffee house was more than just a place to grab coffee. It's here that a TCU student, a TCU alum, and a pastor from Christ Chapel Bible Church came up with the vision for Common Grace Threads, a t-shirt company with a purpose.
And one of the things I always hear is people who say, man, I would love to share my faith more or have more conversations about who Christ is, yet it's just really weird and awkward and I don't know how to start it. So I came up with the idea of Common Grace Threads, where our mission is really just to create clothes that create conversation.
When brainstorming and planning, Brewed Coffee House has acted as the unofficial headquarters for the company.
So our very first time that we really met and wanted to create a business plan and start this thing was here at Brewed. Our video to kind of intro people into Common Grace and show them what it is that we're on the block is filmed right here in this room.
So for us, the vision of Brewed kind of being like the locals' living room for us really vibes well with what we want to do. So we love the idea of not really being in an office somewhere, but being in a place where we can be with people and just sit down on couches and have coffee.
They're very intentional about facilitating a sense of community, not only with their clients and people that support their cause and what they do, but just with people in general.
The group has also found support from the local TCU community.
Every single day I'm on campus, I see at least 3 to 5 people just wearing either this shirt or one of the other 3 that I talked about.
I think TCU has been a huge blessing to this company.
With their roots established in Fort Worth, Common Grace Threads hopes to expand even further.
We want it to be a brand that isn't your traditional Christian t-shirt. We want it to kind of be more secular in that sense, to where it can be sold in surf shops or just REIs or places like that.
I feel that this is an epic way for people to share their faith with other people.
The group said their goal is to expand Common Grace Threads nationally. Caitlin Andreen, TCU News Now.
Now the t-shirts cost $20.
And to find out more about the mission of Common Grace Threads, visit TCU360.com. With the arrival of the Flex 7 plan this semester, the Flex 12 meal plan will be eliminated. The Flex 12 meal plan will no longer be an option for students starting in the fall of 2015. Director of Housing and Residence Life Craig Allen said that there aren't a lot of people using the Flex 12 plan and that the Flex 7 plan appears to meet the student needs. Allen said the main reason for the success of the Flex 7 was the increase in campus cash spent during the semester and a decrease in Market Square swipes.
Frogstock will bring music to campus tonight from 4 until 8. Students can enjoy free food while listening to fellow Horned Frogs play in the campus commons. Frogstock is an end-of-the-semester event that resident hall assistants from the campus commons organize. Hall director Evan Saperstein says the event's purpose is to honor students' hard work during the semester. He expects this year's attendance to be the largest yet. First-year Sadie Scott Martinson wears 2 different uniforms at TCU. On a game day, you might see Martinson sporting cowboy boots and pom-poms, yet you will also find Martinson with her blonde hair pulled back and t-shirt tucked in representing her country. Martinson balances both the life of a TCU showgirl and the life of a candidate in the Officer Candidate School for Marine Corps. For more on her story, check out TCU360.com.
Coming up after the break in a special edition of TCU Sports Now.
Is there a future for the equestrian program at TCU?
And athletes take to the phones to thank their supporters.
Look around you. This is what opportunity looks like. For the dreamers, the doers, for those who exceed expectations. The path you follow is the one you make for yourself. We share these experiences. We share these possibilities. What you take from here will stay with you, always. Opportunity is waiting. Let's get started.
Welcome back to a special edition of TCU Sports Now.
Collegiate Equestrian faces an uncertain future with the NCAA. Caitlin Beckert has more on the future of the sport at TCU. Caitlin?
Thanks, Richard. Although some universities are ending their equestrian programs due to NCAA rules, TCU won't be saying goodbye to the sport just yet.
Equestrian is battling the NCAA for survival. This week, the NCAA will vote on whether equestrian will remain under its umbrella as an emerging sport. An emerging sport is a women's sport that is intended to help schools provide more athletic opportunities for women. For emerging sports to gain championship status, at least 40 varsity NCAA programs need to be implemented within 10 years, or show steady progress toward that goal. Equestrian, however, only has 23 schools competing in the sport. Therefore, the sport could be removed from the NCAA. TCU Director of Intercollegiate Athletics, Chris Del Conte, said the university would still sponsor the sport at the varsity level. Associate Athletics Director and Senior Woman Administrator Kimberly Johnson said that as long as TCU has schools to compete against at the varsity level, nothing will change. But not all colleges will choose to continue sponsoring the sport. Fellow Big 12 school Kansas State recently decided to drop its equestrian program altogether next year. Ultimately, it is up to the university to determine varsity status.
If the NCAA decides to remove equestrian from the emerging sports list, schools could potentially decide to consider to leave it at a club-level sport or drop the sport altogether. Back to y'all at the desk.
TCU completed the sweep of Texas with a 7-1 victory on Sunday afternoon at Lupton Stadium. The Horned Frogs closed out the 7-game homestand with a perfect 7-0 record and are on an 8-game winning streak. With the victory, TCU improves to 34-8 overall and 10-5 in Big 12 play. However, due to rainy weather in the Dallas area on Tuesday, the TCU at Dallas Baptist baseball game has been postponed to tonight. Game time is set for 6 p.m. at Horner Ballpark on the Dallas Baptist campus.
Both TCU men's and women's tennis earned bids to the NCAA championship. The number 6 men's tennis team was selected for the 26th time in program history. The Horned Frogs earned a number 5 seed and will host Marist on May 8th. The number 17 TCU women's tennis team also received a bid to the NCAA championships for the 16th time in school history. The Horned Frogs are a number 2 seed in the 4-team pod and will take on number 36 Notre Dame on May 9th. Individual fields for the NCAA singles and doubles championships will be announced today at 5 p.m.
The TCU men's tennis team has enjoyed great crowds the past couple of seasons, and it seems like there is no sign of stopping that trend just yet. TCU ranked 4th in total attendance and 3rd in average attendance in March. Throughout the season, TCU students involved with the student section Purple Rain created a rowdy home environment for visiting Big 12 teams. TCU remained undefeated at home, going 13-0. TCU is trying to become the program with the top attendance in the nation for a 3rd straight year. The final rankings will be released early May.
If you are a member of the TCU Frog Club, you might have received a phone call from one of TCU's student athletes.
That's right. Players from all sports called donors to thank them for their contributions to TCU athletics. Hannah Johannes was there as players made their calls.
On behalf of all student athletes at TCU.
Thank you for your contribution to the Frog Club
and the support that you've provided for all student athletes.
Thanks again and have a great day.
Nearly 120 student athletes participated in the Thankathon event put on by TCU Frog Club. The Frog Club is the principal fundraising arm for the TCU Athletics Department.
We wanted to find a unique way to thank our donors. Our donors are the ones who provide the scholarship support for the student athletes. They also build the wonderful facilities that we've been so lucky to have here at TCU. And we wanted to find a way to involve the student athletes in thanking them, because it's one thing if I thank them or someone on my staff, it's another thing if they hear directly from the student athletes.
Over 5 hours and 2 Sundays, players from 13 different sports volunteered their time to thank 5,000 Frog Club members.
We're really appreciative for what they do for us on campus, and as athletes, it's amazing to have this opportunity to give back and to give thanks.
It's really neat just getting to talk to them and thank them, because it really helps us out with the facilities and everything going on with athletics.
Most of the student athletes said the donors were shocked, but very happy to hear from them.
We ride horses.
A lot of the donors, they're really excited to hear an athlete's voice, hear us call and actually thank them, because I know they actually probably don't get that every day. And a lot of people don't know what all the things that they do for us.
Camden Stockton, the Frog Club communications specialist, says that Thankathon is an important event because it builds a connection between the athletes and donors.
It's an opportunity for our student athletes to be able to say thank you to the people that actually gave the money for their scholarships, and also help them be able to do what they do on the field.
During 2014, donors made more than $40 million in contribution.
I hope one day that we can all, grow up and graduate and give back in the same way that they have and help student athletes in the future.
Hannah Johannes, TCU Sports Now.
The TCU women's golf team received an at-large bid Monday, and it will make its 19th NCAA postseason appearance in the last 20 years. This is the first year of a new format with 4 18-school regionals. Previously, there were 3 regional sites with 24 teams each. This season, TCU placed second at the Big 12 championship and has posted 3 top 3 finishes in its last 4 tournaments. The Horned Frogs will play May 7th in the St. George, Utah regional at Snow Canyon Country Club. The TCU men's golf team, that is, currently sits in 3rd place in the 2015 Big 12 championship at Southern Hills Country Club. The Horned Frogs tied for the 2nd lowest round on Monday morning and closed in 5th place that is, heading into Tuesday's 3rd round. Fans can follow today's final round live on golfstat.com.
An ex-basketball player who has been impacted by TCU is giving back to the campus and hopes to continue doing so for many years to come. Aaron Durley has traveled all around the world, but out of all the places he's been, he says he hopes to stay at TCU. His love for TCU began on the basketball court, but his passion for the sport was interrupted when he tore his ACL twice. Now, although he was unable to continue his dream of playing on the court as a Horned Frog, he says he hopes to one day become a coach.
Next on TCU News Now.
A new program will have students looking after their piggy banks.
And art that explodes? Find out why.
Look around you. This is what opportunity looks like. For the dreamers, the doers, for those who exceed expectations. The path you follow is the one you make for yourself. We share these experiences. We share these possibilities. What you take from here will stay with you, always. Opportunity is waiting. Let's get started.
Welcome back to TCU News Now. The Office of Student Development Services is launching a new program next fall. Jeanette Quesada investigated how students will learn to handle student loan debt.
With graduation just days away, loans are about to kick in for many students. Rachel Capua, Assistant Director of Sophomore and Junior Year Experience, said educating students about loan repayment is just one of the million reasons they are launching a financial literacy program next fall.
The repayment of loans after they graduate, it's not something that they're aware of. It's something that we can help through this program and curriculum just to start thinking about, to make students educated about what that process looks like. And our goal is to share with students the importance about financial literacy in a new way, a different perspective. And so 1 Million Reasons will cover financial literacy type of topics like budget, savings, how to maybe buy your first car, how to live off campus if you've lived on campus for a while. Some of it will be online through the SDS website, Student Development Services website, and there'll be tools, resources, videos, things that students can get whenever they want to.
Capua also says they are partnering with financial aid and scholarships, as well as the Office of Admission. She said the Office of Admission is helping provide a college edition curriculum.
Honors Professor Dr. Ronald Pitcock was named a top 10 faculty member after being nominated